pop culture with DJ and singles, graffiti art are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not doing hip-hop, you are hip-hop.
Good afternoon, good day. It is again Friday. It's 4:00 p.m. Central. I know my voice is sounding kind of funny. Have a funny feeling. I am battling something. So, I'm tuning it down just a little bit, just a smidge. I'm tuning it down just a smidge because I can feel it coming. So I thought, let me get some things to get myself together. I should have had a mug. I should have had some tea, like a little cup of tea. Perhaps later on today, I'll get a cup of tea. But it is Friday. I am feeling very purple and pink today. First of all, can I just say, I just picked up a few weeks back a tube of pink lipstick from the Lip Bar. It's called Playmate. And actually, take it back. It is called Playmate. They renamed it to be Big Gretch in honor of the governor. Is it Michigan? And so when I say it is the cutest pink, I am loving this pink. I am loving it. And I'm feeling very purple, wearing my FIT purple. So it's going to be a good day. And I think I may be confetti. I don't know. I'm feeling like, I'm battling something. So my heart is saying you may want to get some confetti out. We shall see. Let me do this. Let's get our intro and then we will get started. Okay, yes, we are ready. Okay, so welcome to Girl. Listen, I am Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack. It is Friday. It's Friday, darn it, and it has been a whirlwind. What is the 24th? My God, it has been a whirlwind. But you know what? Moments like this tell me, well, it reminds me of how much power we actually have over protecting our inner peace. And that's part of our conversation today. I will definitely tell you that despite all of the foolishness that always goes on outside our window, we do have power. We need to recognize that power. We need to harness it. We need to act on it. But before we do that, let's get some hellos here. My mom is here. Mother is here. Good afternoon, Mom. Of course I say, because Mother got here early. But you know what? When you are early, you are on time. If you're on time, you're late. And typically at your job, late is not acceptable. So I'll just go ahead and tell you that. And then we have Jessica here as well. She's here. Yes, and thank you. You know what? I am loving this pink. And then the fact that, Blitz Optical had frames that matched the brand colors of the pink and the purple, a little bit of blue. We are feeling all of the pink, purple, and blueness here, like all of it. I'm loving every single bit of it. So, why not? Why not be in it all the time? I don't know if that really allows me to make a whole new wardrobe. Like go out and find clothes that are pink and purple. I have quite a bit in there already. Pink, purple, and navy blue. I don't know if I can do that, but I'm tempted. It's not a good reason to go shopping though. It's not a good reason. But I will say this. I don't know if apple juice is really the thing to keep me healthy, but I have it. Actually, it is good for your gut. If you need to get the day started, you know what I'm talking about. Apple juice will help you get the day started. I know coffee can do that too, but apple juice will also get the day started. And, it's not, it is, sweet and stuff like that, depending on what kind you get. But, caffeine and coffee can do other things. So I'm just saying, Why not go with apple juice? But before I forget, yes, I've got my glass today. We are ready. And you can get yours as well at the Veiled Vault because it's really cute. What can I tell you? It's really cute. Get yourself a mug, a wine glass, the notebook. There's so many things there. But who doesn't like a little merch? What can I tell you? Who likes a little merch? Uh, Jess says, sounds like a good reason to me. You know, let me fool around and get some things going because, I mean, just having all the purples and pinks and things in my life is a good thing, right? What can I tell you? So let us talk about what we're going to talk about today, and that is joyful defiance. That's where we're going. There's a lot going on. Right. And let me step back for a second. I really do need to step back and set this up really quick. There is a lot going on. And if you are not careful, you can find yourself getting into a weird state of affairs, right? Some people may go into a depression. Some people may shut down. I mean, like, it's just like emotional overload, like all the things can happen. My advice to you is to not let that happen. We have been here before. Some people do operate in chaos all the time. And let me make it even smaller. I am certain some of us know family members or friends who are just chaotic. And I'll use the word dysfunctional, but they operate that way in their life all the time. They can go to a party, they can go to a restaurant, they can go anywhere, and the mood is good. But for them, because they are not comfortable with who they are and where their life is, they create chaos to make themselves feel comfortable. We have seen this before. And for me, like, I have some family members I do not talk to because they are chaotic. I cannot operate with that in my circle. I have to protect my inner peace, right? So I don't want people to get caught up in all the stuff. It's by design. Sometimes people will purposely be chaotic and create a ruckus in your life to wear you down. And the idea is, if I just keep doing this, eventually you're going to give in. The idea is to not give in. That's not the idea. You can stay informed and still not overload yourself with all the foolishness that is all over the place. And that social media, mainstream media, like wherever you get your internet, a way of filtering out what you don't want to deal with, but you can also still be informed. Now, this is where my conversation comes from. That I find it interesting, is the word I'm going to use, that for people who appear to be so faith-based, that some of those people also go home at night, lay their head down, worrying. I don't understand how you can have faith in the good Lord and also worry all the time. Gwendolyn does not worry. Okay? There is a place where you can be concerned. You can always be concerned, but I'm not worried. I recall working at my old job and my boss asked me, she said, "Hey, what keeps you up at night?" Nada. Not a damn thing keeps me up at night. Now, one, that wasn't my business, so I wasn't worried about it. But two, it's also not my business. I am here, then I am gone. And when I clock out, I am done. I'm not worried about anything. Nothing. Worrying gets you nothing but wrinkles, maybe some gray hair, stress, I don't know, a little illness. This is not to say that you should not be concerned, but we're definitely not going to worry. But in moments like this, when people appear to be coming for everything you have known, when they are literally sometimes attacking you and your loved ones, you can find yourself saying, I just don't know what to do. I don't have any answers. We got a couple of answers for you. Now, again, I put my faith in the good Lord, okay? But I also know that I am going to do my part as well. I got a little work to do, but I'm also trusting that what is going to happen is going to happen. So with that, I want to talk about how being defiant, being joyful, being your wonderful self is a sign of being defiant, going against the grains, doing all the things that people say you probably shouldn't do. It's easy to operate in fear because fear is an easy emotion. It can be petrifying. It can stop you from doing things. And so when you operate in fear, in my opinion, you shrink yourself. We don't want to go there. I know I am not going there. I've never gone there. Never gone there. Speaking of which, before I get into this, I have to say that there are events that prepare us for certain things. So in my senior year in high school, it should have been a joyful time. It was not. Gwendolyn kept really close tabs on her GPA. My high school counselor wasn't really great at math, not my fault, and put out the wrong ratings or rankings for our class. And I called him out on it. I said, hey, I've worked too hard to be number 2 in my class for you to tell me that I'm not number 2. And so because you operate like a child, I figure, well, now that you know that you're wrong, you can fix it and we can all go about our business. But that's not what happened. These people pulled me out of class. They were threatening me that I wouldn't graduate. All those things were happening during my last year in high school when I should have just been enjoying myself. And I'm in a classroom with people with the other person who had my spot and lost my spot because it was never hers. It split our class in 2. Those who were for her and those who were for me. And then there were those who were like, I don't know what to say about it. It's an ugly thing. But during that time, I did not lose focus. I did end up graduating clearly. I mean, we had to file a lawsuit and all kinds of other foolishness. But what kept me sane was finding my joy. And I don't know how many times I played Prince Let's Go Crazy to keep myself together, because sometimes you have to find ways to keep yourself intact. And so the very first idea I have for us in being defiant in these times is to dance. I need y'all to just get up and dance, because that's what you may have to do when it seems as if this world is literally crazy. Now, I know some of us feel like we shouldn't dance like no one's watching. I can tell you right now, I'm always dancing in this house. It's what I do. My daddy, when he was here, we would eat, drink, and dance in the kitchen. So trust, we're gonna keep dancing. Plus, it's good for your body, it's good for your soul. It gets all the right chemicals moving. Dancing could be. Now, you may have a song that becomes your mantra that helps you get through. I got a couple songs that helps me get through some of these situations, right? Or if I'm about to go in and make a sale and I need to be pumped up, I have a couple of songs, right? So dancing is my number one thing that I believe would be great for you to do when you're just feeling like, I don't know where the world is going. Clearly we're headed towards the end. Yeah, just get up and dance. Just out of the blue. Just do something. And hey, shout out to Gary, who is here. GNC Sports Talk. Love to have them here. I'm telling you, dancing's on there. But I also want to say that just expressing yourself, period, is something that you can do. So if it's not dancing, maybe it's playing a musical instrument. Maybe you have a guitar, a piano, you play the saxophone. Maybe that's what you do to get yourself in a more joyous mood. Maybe you are the person who does arts. Now, my sister, she is heavy into diamond painting. I have yet to start mine, as she keeps reminding me that she purchased it. I'm going to start it soon as I sit still. And maybe because I'm feeling kind of funny right now, perhaps this is the weekend for me to, do the diamond painting and get into it. That could be your thing, right? But whatever it is, find a way to express your joy, right? Just express yourself. I immediately think of that Salt and Pepper song, Express Yourself. Now, granted, I can't sing, but that won't stop me. It's not going to stop me. I can carry a note, but that won't stop me from expressing myself, right? Just express yourself. The idea here is to let the world know when you choose to be upset and chaotic and depressed and all the things. I'm going to choose something different. I'm going to choose to walk every day that I get a chance to get up and do so in joy. Because there are so many reasons to be joyful. We cannot control what goes on out in that world. We cannot. We can control how we react to what is going on out there in that world. That we have control over. We should never forget that we have control over that. So what's next on my list? Acts of kindness. That is next on the list. Is acts of kindness. And I'm telling you to do this not with the idea of bringing your camera and saying, look at me, look at what I did. This is just for you to help somebody else, right? And he said, yes, I finally made it. You know what? I get it, bruh. I get it. We understand what you're going through. Acts of kindness. When you help somebody else, it just gives you this whole other feeling inside, right? Sharing a kind word, it costs you nothing. We mentioned this last week. It costs you nothing to share a kind word with someone. Say good morning, how are you? Give a genuine compliment, not expecting to get a pat on the back for doing so. Just sharing a kind word with someone. Maybe it's holding the door for somebody. Maybe it's getting something off the top shelf because they can't reach it. Who knows? It could be a number of things, but being kind to other people is another way of you showing joy. Is another way of you making yourself feel better. I enjoy helping people. It's why I volunteer. It's why I go out and volunteer with my photography. I know it's helping other people. And the people who are like, take my picture, it makes them feel good, which makes me feel good. We can all feel good together, right? And just be kind to one another. I don't understand why all of a sudden we feel as if being kind to somebody is the worst thing in the world. To show a little empathy, show a little humanity. Like, my goodness, is it really that awful? Is it really that awful to be kind to somebody else? To just smile, give a little head nod, give a little wink, right? And no, we're not flirting with you people. It's just being a good human. It costs you nothing to be kind to somebody else, even when that person is being evil to you. I can tell you right now, when I think about the people in my high school, and this is really the administration that was there, Lord knows I had some thoughts. And even in my work career, there were people that I could have literally punched in the throat. But when you go to jail for stuff like that, it's called assault. So the opposite, the other idea is to be kind. Is to show up every day, still say hello, still do what you do, and just watch them seethe because they can't steal your joy. People, believe me when I say, people who don't want to see you happy hate to see you dancing, stomping in your joy. Because I've had some colleagues like that. I mean, some real miserable people. And the whole idea of you coming in as happy-go-lucky irritates them to their evil core. I say keep doing it. Keep riding that raw nerve. That's what you do. That's what you do. You don't let people steal your joy. You don't give them that power because that is giving them power. Do not do it. Do not give in. If there's any advice I can give to you, that is the biggest one. Who is this howdy to win? And shout out to Cut Game. And you don't know who's flirting? All right, now that could be a conversation by itself because I tend to find it's always a guy who believes a woman who is just being courteous and kind and good human thinks somebody's flirting. I will leave that conversation for another day. But thank you for giving me that idea. You always stay giving me ideas. Let me say this. We rise by lifting others up. That's what we do. You don't get anywhere by holding somebody down. I don't know if anybody knows that. And I know that it can look at times that those who are doing those things are making the moves. Trust. Everybody gets their comeuppance. Everybody. At some point, you have to pay the toll. Don't know how big of a toll it is, but at some point you have to do it. Now, I mean, people say, they talk about karma. I do believe you reap what you sow. Whatever you put out in the world, it's going to come back to you. And sometimes tenfold. Can't tell you how. I can't tell you when. I'm not even concerned when it happens to you. All I know is that the energy you put out in the world, yes, it comes back. It always does. So I think to myself, when I do stuff, why am I doing it? For the right reasons? Is there some ulterior motive there? I do think about that because it matters. But I am very aware of the energy I put out in the world because it's going to come back to you. Just saying. Just in case you didn't know, it does come back to you. So here is something else. And this is where you get to make time for yourself. And I know there are some people who don't like writing things. So I'm going to say that it doesn't have to be written. But we need to get into a place. And I know that I should not use need because that is putting my own belief on you. I get that. I'm highly suggesting, that's the better word there, that you get to the habit of doing gratitude journaling. It could be written. It could be a video. We need to write down what we are grateful for. I say this often, and I'm going to keep saying it because it needs to be said. We are blessed beyond measure. Even when you are at your worst, in your darkest hour, trust there is somebody else who is worse off than you. And I was sitting with my girlfriends yesterday having dinner, and I remember telling a dear friend who didn't know, I slept 4 years on my friend's leather sofa, 4 years on her sofa before I could get myself back together again financially. 4 years on her sofa. Now she had told me, gee, you can get some furniture. You can do this. I did not want to accept my current situation. I did not want to get comfortable in that situation. So I just said, nope, it's not going to last that long. 4 years later, I finally was able to get semi-financially stable and get my own apartment again. Because what can I tell you? But in that time that I was sleeping on her sofa, and I've told you this before, I know I've told you guys this before, the state of New York seized my bank account, the IRS came for me, everything was coming, like it was so dark. Took my last $100, right? I ended up with bronchitis, I didn't have any health care. It was like everything that could have happened. And I thought to myself, what in the world? Like, I don't know how I got here. I do, and then I don't, right? Like, how did it get this bad? But then I started writing to say, what am I grateful for? Because in that darkest hour, a sister considered suicide. I'm not the only one who's probably gone there. I am certain there are many of us who have gone to a place when it gets really dark. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should just end it all, right? So we're not going to sugarcoat that. We were there. But I started writing and I said to myself, let me not feel sorry for myself because I made some decisions that put me here. But what do I have? I have a friend who allowed me to stay in her apartment for a number of months, rent-free. I have food on the table. I have gas in my car. I have parents who were able to help me pay my car insurance, help me get some medicine, because again, no health care. You start looking at what you do have and you start realizing what really matters. I had a community. I had family and friends who cared about me, checked in on me, and helped me any way they could. My friend's mother, who passed away years ago, took me in as one of her own. Like community, a village, a support system. I don't take that for granted. And at this point, I believe a lot of us should stop and say, what am I grateful for? I woke up this morning. I can see my grandkids one more day. I can call my mama one more time. I can talk to my sister one more time. Like, we have that. Let us not sleep on that. Let's be grateful. And if you don't do it written, then, I say record a video, do voice notes, but remind yourself either in the morning or at the end of the day what you're grateful for. I made it home safely yesterday. And for some of us, getting home safely is a huge deal. It's huge because times are a little different, right? We are loved. We should be thankful. Let's be grateful. Let's be joyful. We are blessed. Let's recognize that. I know that things can make life a little easier. Money doesn't give you happiness. It can buy bacon. It can buy bacon and chocolate and champagne, which brings happiness. But it doesn't give you happiness, just having that money, right? Think about your blessings today. And so here's my last one. As we are going into these different times, I want you guys to be present. Be there for your friends. Be there for yourself. Be in the moment. Be present. It is so easy for us to go places and have our phones in our hands and get caught up in the phone and da-da-da. I get it. I know when I go places, I do a lot of food reviews. I will take pictures of my food. I will take videos of the food, but then I am putting the phone down because I want to be in the conversation with the company that I have. Be present, right? Be there for those who are there for you. Time is fleeting. We get this one crazy life. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Throw yourself a party. Not a really big party. It could be a small party of one, party of two, but get with your friends. Get with your loved ones. Let's cherish this moment. And when you're with your family and friends, really be in the moment. Be in the moment. Now, me, myself, I do a lot of things around food and drink. And it doesn't always have to be a cocktail or wine or some sort of liquor. Sometimes it's apple juice. Or sparkling water. But be present. People always talk about, I wish I had more time. You have all the time in the world. You are choosing how you get to spend that time. You either make that phone call or you don't. My friends, like when we get together, we are intentional about getting together. When we say we are going to do a lunch, do a this, do a that, we put it on the calendar. And we get it going versus, whenever you're in next. Be intentional. Be present. And even for yourself, be present. Laugh and be happy. I know there's a lot of wonky stuff out here. Like I said, I get it. It's not stopping me from doing what I do every day. We are going to be happy. We are going to be joyful. We are going to laugh. We are going to be present. We are going to be grateful. And laughing is good for you. If you are not getting your daily quota of hugs, get you somebody that you can hug on a daily basis. We require so many hugs a day. I think it's like, 6 to 8? Was it 6 to 8 hugs a day? I got to bring that research up. I'll get it to you next time. We require hugs, human touch. We require it. But laugh. Have a good time. Could you be Debbie Downer? And I feel bad for Debbie because everybody always uses Debbie Downer, but people like alliteration. You could be. But what's the point? What's the point in moping and whatnot? We're not going to do that. You should show up as your full, happy, joyful, grateful self every single day, even when when you're in your darkest hours. Sometimes it's the one thing that saves you. It's the one thing that saves you. And I was saying to myself, because I mentioned it, Party City is closing. And I know people are like, but Party City is so expensive. Who cares? I will say this, when you don't have options as a consumer, everybody cares. You should always be concerned when another store goes under. That's less options for you and me. Less competition. Think about it. Think about how if you wanted to change your mobile phone service, how many options do you have? You really don't have that many. And therefore, a lot of them can change and raise prices because they feel like, where are they going to go? You going to get a landline? Man, I might go back to getting a landline. But whatever. So I thought to myself, let me share one of my many poppers that I purchased since they're closing. And I need to cover my drinks. I really don't want any confetti. There you go, in my drink. And I just vacuumed up the confetti from the last time. But you know what? We are talking about joyful defiance and that being your full self every single day that you are on this earth is going to irk some people. I say stay on that raw nerve. Stay on it. Stay on it. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm trying to... I always do this. Let's see here. Now I'm supposed to turn it this way. Uh-oh. It's not popping. Did I get a dud? Sometimes you get duds. That just irritates me, but it's not popping. Whoa. Oh, hey, that was cute, but it went in the wrong direction. Okay. I probably should have got some bigger poppers. But I love it all the same. I love it all the same. Here is my advice to you this Friday afternoon. Go out, enjoy yourself, be with your friends, be with your loved ones. You know, take this time to really think about what you want to do this year. And I know people have their resolutions and stuff, and you may have your career goals. I put on mine more time for family. I get a lot of time with my family as is, but more time for family. And I'm going to end with this. Since I'm doing it in my own home, next week we are going to talk about the art of Swedish death cleaning. I know it sounds morbid. It's not morbid. I look around my home. There's a lot of stuff because I'm a photographer and I got a lot of stuff, a lot of books and things. But the idea is to take care of your possessions before you die so that your loved ones don't have to deal with that after you're gone. Because keep in mind, you're not taking any of this stuff with you. Like all this right here is going to be left right here. You're not going to take it with you. So why not go through your home and take care of all that stuff so that your loved ones don't have to. Next week, we're going to talk about the art of Swedish death cleaning. You may be surprised how uplifting it really is. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. But with that, we have come to the end of another great episode. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you all next week, God willing. Enjoy your day. Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Girl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.